Here's your host from KX Sports, Nolan Axton.
Good evening and welcome to the first ever Ceres Valley SaberDogs Coaches Corner. I'm your host, Nolan Axton. Over the next 8 weeks, you can join me right here every Sunday night to catch all the week's action from in between the baselines, along with insight from head coach Corey Thompson, a look inside the clubhouse, and other features from the SaberDog world. The Dogs opened the inaugural Expedition League season on the road, then returned to Corbett Field, where they played 12 home games over the past couple of weeks. So let's lead things off with the home opener against the Hub City Hotshots, and why not with the very first pitch of the season down to Corbett. Josh Alley delivering a strike. The ball would be tossed into the dugout. A little bit of history right there for the SaberDogs. First pitch at Corbett Field. Dogs took games 1 or 2 of the series. Game 3 was a blast, and that is a literal term. E.J. Rennell gets the party started in the first, launching a 2-run home run into left. His first for Ceres Valley. Jack Schuler would follow suit in the fourth with a solo Yahtzee of his own. Schuler's first of the year as well. SaberDogs go on to sweep the Hotshots back to Hub City to open the home part of the schedule and would welcome Pierre to town on the 4th of June. Trailing in the 4th inning of play, Schuler would rip an RBI single to get the offense rolling in this one. The score would be tied at 5 later on in the inning with Alex A at the plate, and he would come up with a big 2-run double. Ceres Valley comes from behind to take this one. They would go on to split the series with the Trappers. Badlands would then come to town and took game 1 of the 3-game set, but the comeback kids were out in game 2. Justin Glover crushes a solo bomb to right center, getting Ceres Valley on the board. Later in the game, it would be Mason Dennison going the other way, sneaking one just over the wall and over the glove of the outfielder for his first home run of the season. SaberDogs would come back to take this game in extras and grab the win. Hub City would travel back to the Magic City earlier this week, and the bats were loud on Thursday. Chauncey Callier would open the scoring with a bang, blasting a 3-run shot to left for his first homer of the year. Then in the second, E.J. Rennell would stay hot at the plate, sending a towering fly into the streets of Minot. The 2-run home run would help the Dogs coast to yet another home victory before welcoming the Casper Horseheads to town. Jack Schuler starts things off with a liner into medium deep left. Rennell would show off the wheels, beating the throw to the plate. Close play on the sac fly to give the Dogs the lead. Bragg Easton would then show off the power as he would rope one into right field. It would one-hop off the wall for a double. That would score Mason Dennison. Dogs coast to a 13-5 victory to open the series. SaberDogs go 8-4 to open the home schedule, currently sitting at 12-8 on the year, which is good for second in the Lewis division, just 2 games back of the Badlands Big Sticks. I'm now joined by Corey Thompson, head coach of the Ceres Valley SaberDogs. Coach, thanks for coming in and taking a few minutes to sit down and talk to me. Tell me a little bit about how the season's going for you guys. That being said, just tell me how the season has gone for you guys to start the year.
Yeah, so a little bit better than I expected. New league, new team. Like I said, I haven't seen any of these guys play other than Chauncey Collier, and kind of been really impressed with all of our guys.
All right, you mentioned haven't really seen the guys that much. Let's look at the recruiting process for a new league and a new team. How did that work for you this year?
It's been tough, to be honest. I've been through 67 guys, and we have 27 on the roster right now. So it's been ups and downs, but altogether it came out pretty well.
All right, and being part of that new league too, when you went into that recruiting process, did you have any idea what kind of competition you were going to be looking at?
I didn't. I kind of figured the hitters will all be pretty similar, and as far as right now, it's a pretty offensive league. I kind of just recruited, try to get some guys that, threw strikes and competed really hard, rather than the hard throwers, and that's really paid off for us so far.
All right, now looking at the season so far, I mentioned you guys sitting at 12-8, which is second in the league. That being said, how does that kind of work for you guys? Is that where you thought you would be at this point of the year?
Yeah, I would say so. We want to be in first, but to be right there in second, close to the All-Star break, that's kind of right where we want to be. That way we can make a run towards the end of the year.
All right. One thing me and you have talked about too, pregame a lot on the field, is you got a very home-heavy schedule to start the year off. How's that played into things?
So far, so good. Honestly, we want to go 500 on the road, and we've done that so far. And then kind of 70-80% at home, and if we get one tonight, we'll be right there. So that we're right where we need to be, and to finish out the rest of this month at home is huge, and then kind of figure it out next month. But right now it's good.
All right. And as far as teams that you've seen so far, what have you thought of their competition, the guys that they've brought in?
I've been really impressed, man. I mean, throughout every lineup is, they have 4 or 5 good hitters in every single lineup that stresses me out a little bit, but at the same time, it's good for the league, and I think we're right where we need to be.
Right. Coming up to Minot, North Dakota, to Newtown for you, Newtown for a bunch of the guys on the team. Was this kind of what you expected when you came up?
Somewhat, yes. I coached in a Canadian league 2 summers ago, and I've driven through Minot. Never stopped, but so far the community has been awesome, and I've had a blast so far, man.
All right. And then looking at some of your players you got guys like Josh Alley, who's throwing real well. You got EJ Rennell crushing the ball in the leadoff spot. Did you really expect that from those players?
From Josh, I did. I really did. He's just that kind of guy. And with EJ, you know, he didn't play much this season, and he was at a really good junior college, and so I was kind of timid to put him in the lineup, and I can't take him out of the lineup now. He's just hitting everything, so it's been a fun watch.
All right, so you got a few more home games before you hit the road. What's kind of the goal to stay on track and keep rolling in the wins before you guys?
Win 4 out of the next 5. That's kind of the goal there. I think we do that, we'll be right where we need to be.
All right. Well, good luck throughout the rest of the week. Thanks for taking time. Again, this is Corey Thompson, head coach of the Souris Valley Sabre Dogs. Coach, good luck throughout the rest of the week. And again, thanks for coming in. We'll be back with a lot more stuff coming up right after the break. Roster full of new faces in the first base dugout at Corbett Field. Sabre Dogs player profile will introduce you to a new player each week, and why not start with the man that wears number 1?
EJ Rennell. I'm from Martinsville, Georgia. I went to Chattahoochee Valley College, and I'm committed to Lenore Ryan College. The freshman year, I went to a school at Indy River State College in Fort Pierce, Florida, and I had a pretty solid freshman year. And then coming back sophomore year, I happened to tear my labrum, and I redshirted that year, and I didn't play at all. And the coach didn't want me back, so this time last year, I was working at UPS, stacking boxes. And sure enough, Chattahoochee Valley, Adam Thomas, he gave me an opportunity to play. What brought me up here was, I know a couple kids on the team, so yeah, that's what brought me up here, was just connections and him giving me an opportunity to play. I like the small town feeling. It's kind of homey feeling. Of course you want to be back home with your family, but apparently my family comes and shop wherever I go, so I like it here. I like the competition. The competition I didn't think the competition was going to be the way it was, honestly, but it shocked me a lot, but I love it.
EJ is your player of the week this week. You can see he's crushing the ball with a .515 average and 4 home runs. Thank you for joining me this week on the Coach's Corner for the Sabre Dogs. We'll be back next Sunday with a lot more coming up for the rest of the season.
Thanks for watching.